Welcome, race fans, to Lime Rock Park for the Lime Rock 100. The NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour going to be making the lefts and rights here in Lakeville, Connecticut. Great crowd on hand for a double day of racing. And welcome to the Lime Rock 100 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour here on Speed. Lakeville, Connecticut, a gorgeous day for racing. I'm Rick Allen, Phil Parsons alongside.
Yeah, the weather could not be any better. It's been 10 years since these modified cars have been on a road course. 80 degrees, a light wind, just absolutely ideal conditions.
Let's go down to Derek Pernisiglia. He's with our pole sitter.
Todd Zegedy on the pole for today's race. You've got some road racing experience. Does it feel like putting on an old pair of shoes, getting back to making rights and lefts again?
Yeah, it took a little while. You know, the last competitive race I ran was back in '96, so it took a little bit to get the hang of it. I'm anxious to get going. I've been waiting for a couple weeks now, so I'm really happy, and hopefully we can keep this with Snuggle Sport up front all day.
You've got Ted Christopher and Mike Stefanik starting behind you. Each of them have 2 wins on the road courses. Do you think that they're going to be your toughest competitors today?
Yeah, by far I expected them, and I think Eric Rudolph is going to be good too.
Well, that's the word from Todd Zegedy, but you can't count out this number 2. He's the 2003 Whelen Modified Tour champion.
We want to take a look at our point standings through 5 races of the 2010 season. They have a 14-race season. Bobby Santos in front of Teddy Christopher by 129 points.
Yeah, 3 wins already for Bobby Santos this year in the first 5 races.
Been pretty dominant early on. Now we take a look at our track description. Just over a 1.5-mile road course. Phil?
Yeah, very technical road course. A lot of lefts, a lot of rights. You can see 25 cars starting this race. 66 laps, right at 100 miles.
Let's go back to Derek Pernisiglia with his thoughts before the green flag.
Well, a lot of your drivers are very green to the Lime Rock Park, but the winner may come from the first 4 spots. Ted Christopher and Mike Stefanik each have 2 road course victories, but that came at the Watkins Glen. Teddy actually has a victory here in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. Todd Zegedy, who starts on the pole, does have road racing experience underneath him, but Eric Rudolph could be the surprise in this. He was fast on the speed charts all weekend long. Look for one of the winners to come from those first 2 rows this afternoon.
And speaking of first 2 rows, we take a look at our starting grid. Todd Zegedy, Ted Christopher out in front of this field. Eric Rudolph, Mike Stefanik will make up row number 2.
You have to watch Dale Quarterly, too. A lot of experience on a road course. Won a couple times here in the K&N Pro Series East Division.
Bobby Santos, Chuck Hosfeld in row number 5. Modifieds on a road course, Phil. What an exciting race this is going to be.
Absolutely. We had such a great race the last time out at Loudon. Ryan Newman able to get that win with a last lap pass, and these guys are going to have a lot of fun today.
And you mentioned Bobby Santos winning the first, or 3 of the first 5 races of the 2010 season. Could he be the favorite? Well, he's got a lot of work to do to get by this field. Green flag in the air.
Very fast front straightaways. They get down. Oh, contact already. Teddy Christopher, Eric Rudolph make contact.
Stay on the racetrack. We saw Rudolph get into the dirt just on the inside of the track, but Teddy Christopher able to get by.
Single file right now. Most of the field. There's a little side-by-side action. There's the 51, Justin Bonsignor. A lot of road course racing action in his past in go-karts.
Mostly on the go-kart tracks. Now he's taken to this 1.53-mile road course in the Whelen Modifieds. We'll see how he does here. And everybody chasing after Todd Zegedy in the number 2.
Todd Zegedy actually has some road course experience. He was a SCCA driver before he ever joined the Modified Tour.
A lot of experience behind the wheel of the Modifieds, too. 13 career wins, the 2003 champ, as we see another Modified getting off the racetrack. Looks like he's got problems keeping that thing going the right direction.
I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with that car.
93.
Ryan Priest, the 3 car. Oh,
Rowan Pennick really having problems with that 93 as he waves all around the racetrack.
Got a glimpse of the 52 of Dale Quarterly. Very, very limited amount of races that Dale Quarterly runs right now. He's actually the crew chief for Jeff Anton in the K&N Pro Series East Division.
He'll be doing double duty. That race actually runs after this modified race later today. So doubleheader for the fans here at Lakeville. And off the racetrack finally goes Rowan Pinnock in that 93. He had problems keeping it straight. Now into the grass he goes and stopped.
Not sure he's going to be able to refire that car.
So Szegedy still out in front. Teddy Christopher running in the second spot.
We stay green for now.
And 98 of Eric Rudolph again at the very start of the race. He got off the racetrack in turn number 1. There you see where, in relation to our leaders, the 93 is.
I don't think they're going to be able to let him stay there. I think he's going to, yeah, there's the caution flag right there. They were hoping that he was going to be able to refire that car, and obviously he was not able to.
So NASCAR officials puts the yellow flag in the air for the first time. This time it's for Rowan Pinnock in the 93, having troubles keeping that one going the proper direction and gets it parked in the infield. So he will be helped out of that position as the whole field goes under yellow for the first time today. Todd Szegedy on the start, jumps out front. Teddy Christopher holding on to second here on Speed.
Tonight on the Hub, Daytona 500, Indy 500. We'll ask Chip Ganassi if his team could pull off the Triple Crown with a Brickyard win. Plus, nationwide phenom Trevor Bayne is in the garage to talk about his career best finish at Gateway. NASCAR Race Hub tonight at 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
NASCAR Home Tracks, where every lap of every race tells a story.
And welcome back to Lime Rock Park. We continue on with the modifieds as we get ready for the restart. Again, the first caution coming out, Rowan Pinnock having problems in that 93. You see him at the back of the field. Green flag back in the air. Szegedy just in front of Teddy Christopher. We'll see if he can hold on to the spot.
He's able to do it this time. Teddy C. falls into the second position. Good battle for third right now, side by side.
16 of Mike Stefanik moving up.
Talk about Mr. Modified lately, or in the last 15 or 20 years. Mike Stefanik, 7-time champion.
Very dominant driver in the modified series, and now we see a great battle for the lead. Teddy Christopher was all over the back bumper of that 2 of Szegedy. We'll see if he can hold him off.
Single file into that right-hander.
And down the hill into the big sweeping right-hander before they come out onto the front stretch.
I remember back in the day when these open-wheel modifieds ran Daytona on the road course. That was a sight to see.
A lot of grip for these modifieds as they make their way through the winding turns here in Lime Rock Park.
Ryan Preece able to get by the 4 of Bobby Santos. Ryan's in that 3 car, made famous by Lenny Bowler.
Bobby Santos behind him in the 4. There's a battle for the 10th spot. Woody Pitkat in the 28 trying to get by. Through the S's they go. Szegedy now with a little more gap between he and Teddy Christopher.
So Bobby Santos go through there. There's a 28 car, Woody Pitkat.
Pitkat was able to take the spot away from the 39 of Richie Pillai. Pillai drops back to the 11th spot now as they all continue to chase Szegedy around this racetrack.
Boy, these cars just look fast around this racetrack.
And they've got smaller air cleaners, Phil. What did they went to a smaller air cleaner for?
Well, that's so Mike Stefanik was able to see that right-hand corner there. The air cleaners typically stick up so high, and on an oval track, you don't really need to look straight out your windshield. You can look out the left side of the windshield. When you have these right-hand turns, you have to be able to look out both ways, and the air cleaners, their air breathers were getting in the way. That's why they have a little bit shorter ones here.
Field spreading out once again. 99 of Jamie Tomeno.
Jamie has run all but 4 of the tour races in the history of this series.
Teddy Christopher still trying to reel in Szegedy. For more on Teddy Christopher, let's go to Derek Pertisiglio.
Well, it's a top 5 run for Ted Christopher right now, but they are having transmission trouble. The crew just told me that the car is stuck in 3rd gear. They're waiting for that lap number 20 mandatory caution. They want to bring him down pit road and hopefully fix that transmission problem. But right now, Teddy can't shift the car.
Mike Stefanik's giving him all he can handle right now in the 16.
You would never know that Teddy Christopher's having any kind of trouble right now as he's battling hard with Stefanik to try to get that 2nd spot back.
Stefanik and Christopher continue their battle for 2nd, while Todd Szegedy puts a little distance between those two. So Szegedy out in front from the drop of the green flag is held on. And Mike Stefanik and Ted Christopher battle behind.
I'm Roger Curtis, president of Michigan International Speedway and a fellow race fan. There's only so much time and money to do the things you really love in life. That's why we're making sure your time at the track this summer is better than ever. MIS is dedicated to delivering exciting NASCAR racing and a great escape with friends and family. You've earned your fun this summer, and MIS is committed to making sure you get it. We'll see you at the track. Michigan International Speedway. It's your speed.
And welcome back to Lime Rock for the Lime Rock 100. Out in front, Szegedy and Stefanik. Christopher, Priest, Pitcat, Santos, Bonsignor, and Palai are your top 8.
Bobby Santos in that yellow number 4 car.
All in line once again, looking for an opportunity to get by. And on a road course, really, you're waiting for someone to slip up.
You really do, and it's so easy to ease off the racetrack here. You have so many things going on, hard braking and shifting, and looks like, is that Eric Rudolph with some problems of some sort? The 98 car is losing a bunch of positions.
Eric Rudolph slow on the racetrack, and so cars going by him. We see the 51 of Justin Bonsignor moving out as well.
There's Rudolph right there, just got passed by the 50 car of Kevin Goodale.
So Rudolph dropping back a bit as we see Szegedy continue to run well up front. Again, some distance now between quite a few of the cars.
These cars look good too.
Fast. They look very fast. And we normally see that out of the modifieds. Modifieds will run at Martinsville. They'll run at some of our other tracks like Dover, places where they are smoking around that racetrack.
2,645 pounds with the driver, what these cars weigh.
Producing some unbelievable horsepower all off the track. Once again, that's where the problems happen. The 26 of Gary McDonald slowed up the racetrack.
Then a little contact knocks the 39 off the racetrack, Richie Palai.
Richie Palai trying to get back onto the racetrack. Rolls through the grass. This doesn't look good for the 39.
Doesn't look like he's able to refire that car.
Richie Palai Jr. come to stop on the grass. We'll see how long it goes before NASCAR has to call a caution or he gets back off or out of the grass and onto the racetrack. Bobby Santos, Justin Bonsignor battling for position.
Pretty nice effort so far for Bobby Santos, who's never been on a road course of any kind, never took any of the schools. Doing a pretty nice job here.
We talked about Bobby Santos' successes early in this year. 3 wins already of the 5 races. This just the 6th of 14 races for the 2010 season. Santos staying in front of that 51.
Justin Bonsignor with a 51 car there. He finished 4th in his first 2 ever career starts in the Whelen Modified Tour.
Szegedy still holding on to the lead. And our second caution does finally come out.
I think NASCAR will probably rule this to be their competition caution. It's so close to that 20 lap mark that they were shooting for.
And again, it was the 39 of Richie Palai Jr. that couldn't get the car refired, and so the caution does come out. Competition caution. They will make everyone come on to pit road when we come back.
Tonight on NASCAR Race Hub, 2000 Brickyard winner Bobby Labonte joins us. He'll let you know what his future is with TRG Motorsports. And Chip Ganassi will be in the hub as well. How special would the Triple Crown be for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing? And does Chip feel it can be done? Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back to Lakeville, Connecticut. The Lime Rock 100 continues for the Whelen Modifieds, and it was a competition caution that took everyone onto pit road. Let's head down to pit road and hear from Derek Perniciglio.
And just a quick follow-up to Ted Christopher's transmission problem. One of the dog gears hung up inside the tranny. These cars don't run synchronizer rings, they run dog rings, and it started to stick. So he came down pit road during that fuel stop break. The crew took a look at the transmission. They were able to free up that dog ring, and now Teddy can shift anytime he wants.
Well, that obviously is going to help him, but it didn't look like it hindered him too much. Green flag back in the air.
Good start by Szegedy. Stefanik staying tough on the outside, but does stay on the racetrack.
Teddy Christopher in that 36. Battling for position, a little side-by-side action. Stefanik and Christopher.
There's Ryan Priest, the 3 car, joining that battle. Ooh, looked like, ooh.
Woody Pitcat in the 28 also getting involved there. You see a lot of smoke. I think Pitcat's having problems. And around he goes. You see him in the 28 come up against the wall as the field continues through.
Definitely made contact with the inside wall there. Not sure if he's going to be able to get that car refired or not. There's the 52 of Dale Quarterly right in front of the 3 of Ryan Priest.
Quarterly's got the 4th spot. Priest back to 5th. Again, they're chasing that 2 of Todd Szegedy out front.
Todd has a little bit of a gap right now over the 36 of Teddy Christopher. Mike Stefanik runs in the 3rd position. This is Dale Quarterly's first ever modified race of his career.
And he's doing a fine job as he's in the top 5 running against some of the best in the modifieds.
A lot of local knowledge here, though. You see Kevin Goodale off the racetrack, the 50 car. Stalled. Probably will bring out, yes, there it is, our 3rd caution.
So the 3rd caution of the day has come out for the modifieds, and it's been because we have had cars off the racetrack. We haven't seen too many damaged race cars as far as the contact on the racetrack. It's been guys that have stalled and run off of the track. We'll be back with more green flag racing here on Speed.
Colin Brown's on the pole.
Colin Brown drives the number 16. 2 poles and only 7 starts. That was a surprisingly low water bill.
Is that his mail?
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
On this day, before my daughter's wedding, I'd like to propose a toast to Steve Wallace, a rising star who has 16 top 10 finishes in the NASCAR Nationwide Series.
Sit down, Dad.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
And welcome back. Todd Szegedy, Ted Christopher, 1 and 2. Mike Stefanik, Dale Quarterly, and Ryan Priest making up your top 5. Green flag back in the air. Szegedy on the inside. We'll see if he can hold on to that position. Teddy Christopher on the outside in the 36. He ducks in behind the 2 of Szegedy as they go through turn 1.
Stefanik not able to make the move on Christopher. He's going to remain in the 3rd position with Dale Quarterly in the 52 right behind.
Side-by-side action. The 6 on the inside. That's Ron Silk. Behind him in the 59, Chuck Hosfeld. Bobby Santos in that 4. We saw him a little bit slower around the track.
Todd Szegedy has a little bit of a cushion now over the 36 of Teddy Christopher. There's that battle for 3rd with Stefanik in the 16, 7-time champion, and Dale Quarterly making his first ever start.
You know, amazingly enough, you talk about 7-time champion. How about the 70 wins that he has accumulated in this series?
Yeah, pretty incredible. And you know, 2 of those years that he won the championship, he also won the championship those same years in the K&N Pro Series East Division,
which is going to actually be running after us, this race that's on the track today. Doubleheader here at Lime Rock Park, and kicking it off with a great race here with the modifieds.
Ooh, Ryan Priest drops his left rear off the racetrack.
Doesn't look like it's going to cost him any positions on the track. See a couple guys taking a little bit aggressive lines around this track. He's Szegedy through the S's, followed closely by that 36 of Ted Christopher. And Christopher had problems shifting early on, but with the mandatory caution that came out at lap 19 in the pit stops, they were able to work on that race car and get it fixed. So hopefully that will make him a little more competitive.
Amazingly enough, he never lost a position, as we see Dale Quarterly pull out of line here to try to attack the 16 of Stefanik. He stays on the inside of him.
Got the preferred line at the bottom of the racetrack, and Stefanik holding tough, though. And Dale Quarterly gets the position. So Quarterly around Stefanik for the third spot.
That was good racing right there. Dale Quarterly gave him room, but he was able to emerge out in front.
It was a hard charging move going into turn number 1 that got that spot for Quarterly. Now through the S's once again, Szegedy just in front of Teddy Christopher. Quarterly's up to third, Stefanik fourth, and right behind them in the 3 is Ryan Preece.
Looks like Teddy Christopher had gained a little bit of ground on Szegedy.
Trying to close that gap.
Going down the hill to that very quick right-hander.
And then down the front stretch. We've seen the passing done going into turn number 1. They're spread out enough now that looks like they'll go single file line into this sweeping right-hander.
Ryan Preece, a 3-time winner in his young career here in the modified tour.
Preece a little wider line there as he's following the 16 of Stefanik. Stefanik doesn't look like he has as good a car as Ryan Preece. Preece was able to close the gap, get right on his back bumper.
I love how those cars go through the S's and run over the rumble strips.
They really don't turn much. It's pretty much a straight line through the S's.
As straight as you can make it. 58 Corvette, good Eric Gerdale.
Bobby Santos in front of this group in the number 4, that yellow car.
Ronnie Silk in the 6 car.
Again, Bobby Santos dominant the early part of this season. First road course race, though. Didn't have any coaching or any experience on a road course coming into this race. I think he's holding his own pretty well.
You're going to get the practical experience right here on the racetrack.
Barry Goodell and Ron Silk battling for that 8th spot. Ron Silk trying to take it away. There's the distance between 1 and 2. Szegedy in front of Ted Christopher. Still a great battle for the 4th position.
Szegedy was a 2003 Tour champion.
51 of Justin Bonsignor. Still running in the top 15. Just over the halfway mark, and it's Szegedy, Ted Christopher, and Quarterly, your top 3. Szegedy still out in front as he works around some slower lap traffic. Teddy Christopher running second. Dale Quarterly is third. Stefanik holding on to that 4th spot.
That lap traffic has allowed the 36 of Teddy Christopher to close right up on the rear bumper of Zegedy's car.
Christopher's been strong as they come out onto the front stretch. We'll see if he gets a good run. They get into turn number 1. That's where guys have been out braking others to get positions away. So Szegedy out in front, Christopher running second. Szegedy really strong today. Derek Perniciglio.
Todd Szegedy showing the way since the drop of the green. He's the 2003 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour champion, but he also has a lot of experience on the road courses. Before he ever even hopped in a modified, he did a lot of SCCA racing. So Todd Szegedy knows how to make right-hand turns as well as lefts.
Tough to come out here onto a road course, and after you're used to going left the whole time, have to throw in those right-hand turns. And how about this? Good battle now for the lead. Szegedy just in front of that 36 of Teddy Christopher.
Yeah, Teddy has used that lap traffic to close up on Szegedy. Looks like they have some clean racetrack now.
Down the front stretch once again. Szegedy out front. Now look at the 36 of Teddy Christopher peeking to the inside. Christopher trying to make a run through turn 1. Whoa, around goes the 8 of Glenn Tyler.
Took out a few of the pylons at the start of the chicane.
Gets it going again, though. Back on the racetrack, we stay green. And it happens just that quick. Around he goes. Szegedy. You saw the blue flag. They were just cautioning him that
looks like a little piece of debris right there right in the center of the of the S's there.
Cautioning him that there was a little bit of a spin early on, but not a whole course caution. So Szegedy stays out in front of the 36 of Ted Christopher, and look at the gap that he's been able to gain in just one lap.
Yeah, I think Szegedy, when he gets clean racetrack, he's able to open up the distance. You see Dale Quarterly now has taken over the 3rd position. Right there, the white 52 car.
So Quarterly runs 3rd. And Priest back there in the 5th position in that 3 car.
Gary McDonald, the 26 car there.
Again, it's been all Szegedy and Teddy Christopher up front. Ryan Priest in the 3. Followed by that 93 of Rowan Pennick.
Rowan had trouble early on. Looks like some trouble right here, too.
Justin Bonsignor slower in the 51 to see if he can make it onto pit road. He'll make that hard right turn. Let his crew take a look at that race car.
He is going to make it to pit road. Tough break, though.
Sliding a little bit wide. You see the dust kicked up when they just barely get those left wheels off the racetrack.
Todd Zegedy's run into some more lap traffic here. See if Teddy Christopher can take advantage of that. There's Dale Quarterly. He's closing up to get in touch with the 2nd place car of Teddy Christopher.
See that 15 struggling to stay on the line. That's Danny Knoll Jr.
He has now gone a lap down to Todd Szegedy.
Now Teddy Christopher will try to get by him as well.
There's that debris right there we were talking about.
The 90, Renee Dupree. Only female in this field.
Car, Woody Pitcat.
So Woody Pitcat getting into it with a couple other drivers early on in this race, bumping and banging for position. Now they've spread out. Battle for the lead has gone cold as Todd Szegedy has put probably about 6 car lengths between himself and the 36.
Car off the racetrack there, right in that right-hander.
Zegedy's been dominant since the drop of the green flag. They didn't have to worry about pit strategy because of the competition caution, which was supposed to come out around lap 20, and a caution came out just before that, so NASCAR used it as the competition caution.
Szegedy continues to lead. That's probably the largest lead he's enjoyed this entire race now over Teddy Christopher.
Christopher in 2nd, but quite a ways back, as you mentioned. 4th caution has come out now. Richie Pillai Jr. has come off the racetrack. He's in the grass just before the S's, and so NASCAR has decided that the caution flag should come out so they can get him going the right direction once again. Well, that will tighten the field up. Todd Szegedy had a pretty good lead over Teddy Christopher, but that all goes away. Make sure to stay with us. The green flag will come back out for the restart. Ted Christopher, Dale Quarterly, Stefanik, and Priest, your top 5. Do they have anything for Szegedy? Welcome back to Lime Rock Park and the Lime Rock 100 for the Whelen Modified. Szegedy out in front. Ryan Priest has moved up to 4th. Dale Quarterly decided to pit.
Yeah, with 20 laps to go, you wonder if there's enough time for him to use those new tires to get back to the front, but that's what they chose to do.
We're going to find out. Teddy Christopher on the outside in that 36. Stefanik on the inside, and out in front it's Todd Szegedy.
Looks like Stefanik's going to get that 2nd spot from Teddy Christopher. Oh, trouble.
Just behind him.
Contact.
Yep, little contact, and around goes Bobby Santos in the 4.
Look at his left rear tire is down. I'm not sure his left front suspension isn't been as well.
Big problems for a 3-time winner this year, Bobby Santos in the 4. He gets it going again, so we stay green.
Potential hitting the points for Bobby Santos.
Todd Szegedy still out in front.
Ooh, another right front tire down on Ryan Priest's car.
So Ryan Priest also with problems. He'll try to limp around and get back onto pit road.
Well, a lot happened in that lap.
Todd Szegedy out in front. Mike Stefanik has taken over 2nd. Teddy Christopher is 3rd, and Ryan Priest makes his way onto pit road now with that right front tire down. Stefanik battling with the 6 now of Ron Silk.
Ron takes over that position from Stefanik.
So Silk able to take the third spot away from Stefanik.
Teddy Christopher has battled back and gotten back by the 16 of Stefanik to take over the second spot.
So Szegedy now has Christopher behind him once again. There's the gap.
Pretty common theme this race.
We have seen that almost all race. Whoa, Silk a little hard through the S's, almost gets it sideways. Problems. Again, that was Aaron Goodell that went by with the right front tire down. He was the one who got into Santos.
Had 3 flat tires in the space of a lap.
We'll see if that tire stays on the left front long enough for him to get to pit road.
See the corner workers letting them know that there's a slow car on the racetrack in front of them.
Goodell will make it onto pit road, so we stay green. Stefanik still trying to work around that 6 of Ron Silk. Silk was able to get by, took third away from Stefanik, so Stefanik back to 4th. After such a good restart, has dropped back a couple spots.
Ron Silk won at Loudon last year, and that got him this ride full time.
He's trying to hold off the 7-time champion. Keep that third spot as Szegedy trying to hold off the 36 of Teddy Christopher. Those two continue to do battle for third. Ron Silk in the 6, just in front of Teddy, or excuse me, of the 16 of Mike Stefanik.
Both black cars, 136, one number 16.
There's Ryan Priest back on the racetrack in the number 3. He's able to change that tire and get back out just in front of our race leader.
He would love to see a caution flag now to allow him to close back up on the field. He's just about the entire distance of the track behind, which is a little bit over a mile and a half.
These two haven't decided who's going to hold on to that third spot. Ron Silk just in front. Mike Stefanik right behind him, waiting for a bobble, waiting for some type of air. And there's the distance between 1 and 2. Szegedy and Christopher now separated by 3 car lengths.
They have just a little bit of a gap over that battle for third between Silk and Stefanik.
Stefanik's so smooth through the S's. Let's see if it enables him to get in position to try to make a run at that third place car of Ron Silk.
Ron's holding his own right now. Stefanik not able to do anything with him.
Down the hill through the right turn and onto the front stretch. And again, Ron Silk in front of the 16 of Mike Stefanik in the third spot.
Getting down to it, probably about 15 laps to go in this race.
Stefanik, knowing the time's running out, he's got to get by Ron Silk if he wants to challenge for another win in the modified series. Todd Szegedy has been so strong, though. Even if Stefanik were to get around Ron Silk, it would be a tall order to see if anyone can get by Szegedy.
Yeah, Teddy Christopher's been shown to have the second best car here, and he's not really been able to do anything with Szegedy on restarts or not anytime.
The right-hander and onto the front stretch, and there's a gap now as Ron Silk has pulled away from Mike Stefanik, so that battle is almost over.
Szegedy's opened up a bit of a gap again now over Teddy C.
2 car lengths the distance between third and fourth. These 4 cars have separated themselves from the field.
They have quite a large lead over the 5th place car.
Todd Szegedy. Teddy Christopher 1 and 2. Ron Silk in the 6 is third, and Mike Stefanik in the 16 is fourth. Through the S's once again.
Looks like Todd Szegedy just barely creeps away. It looks like maybe about a tenth of a second or 2 each lap over Teddy Christopher.
And with the clean racetrack, Szegedy has been able to just get his rhythm down, run his line, and hasn't been affected by any other car on the racetrack.
There's our 5th place car right there. It looks like Dale Quarterly is using those new tires to his advantage. Restarted in the 16th position, and then in a short period of time has already made his way back up into the top 5.
But does he have enough time to make that move pay off, coming onto pit road and getting fresh tires?
He's definitely the fastest car on the racetrack, but again, whether he's going to have time or not to chase down Todd Szegedy remains to be seen.
What Dale Quarterly needs now would be a caution. bunch the field back up to where he is in striking distance with the guys in front of him.
Battle for third continues between Ron Silk and Mike Stefanik. These guys have been nose to tail ever since Ronnie was able to get by Stefanik right after the restart.
Best battle on the racetrack is for third.
Here goes Stefanik to the inside. He makes the pass on Ron Silk.
What a run he had down the front stretch. Mike Stefanik able to take the position away from Ron Silk. We've seen it happen there many times where the driver will come down the front stretch and outbrake the guy he's looking for position from, and Ron Selk is actually the one who Stefanik was able to take that spot away from.
And remember how important the draft is to these cars too. We see it at Loudon all the time. You know, if you're leading, you're vulnerable there because the slingshot move at Loudon is so great. Similar type speeds here on the front stretch, so that helps. Oh, truck car off the racetrack.
That's Gary McDonald in the 26 off the racetrack. We'll see if that caution comes out, which is what Dale Quarterly wants, to be able to close the gap and have the freshest tires, and he might have something for Todd Szegedy, but as of right now, they have not. Well, there it goes. The fifth caution has come out. They've decided to throw the caution once again here on lap 55. So now Dale Quarterly becomes the one who's got the fast car and within striking distance of our leader.
Hey, Gary McDonald has made some contact with one of the barriers around the racetrack.
You see the damage to the front end of that race car. He can't continue on, and so our caution comes out. We'll be right back with the finish here at Lime Rock Park.
Tonight on NASCAR Race Up, coming off his best finish of the year, Trevor Bayne joins us. He'll let you know what the Edwards-Keselowski wreck looked like from his seat. And Jimmy Spencer will get you primed. You won't want to miss what Mr. Excitement has to say. NASCAR Race Up tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern.
And welcome back, winding down, under 10 laps of racing to go. Green flag back in the air for the Lime Rock 100.
Side by side for second. Stefanik on the inside, Teddy C on the outside. Dale Quarterly now, I think, has moved up into the fourth position.
Dale Quarterly with the fresher tires in the 52. Now he's battling for third, trying to get by Stefanik.
Made a little bit of contact. There's Ron Silk and Jamie Tomeno battling up in the top 10.
Ron Silk in the 6, Tomeno in the 99. Szegedy just in front of Teddy Christopher. We've seen this all day here at the racetrack. Does Christopher have anything for Todd Szegedy?
I still want to see what Dale Quarterly is going to be able to do with those new tires. He moves to the inside of Stefanik to take third.
Takes third away. Now he'll set his sights on the top two. Szegedy, Christopher, and Quarterly. 1, 2, 3. Across the stripe, the laps winding down. Szegedy in front of Christopher. Quarterly running third.
I'm sure Zegedy's crew has told him about Quarterly's fresh tires. He put tires on with only 20 laps to go in this race.
And using those to his advantage. Ron Silk a little bit wide there in the number 6. Just in front of him, that 59 of Chuck Hosfeld. Szegedy followed by Teddy Christopher.
Quarterly right behind in that white 52 car.
Good run through the S's for Christopher. Closes the gap on Szegedy. Does he have anything for him?
Not much of a passing zone right there.
Trying to keep the gap at a minimum. Here comes Quarterly, though, as they come out of the final turn onto the straight.
Teddy Christopher got a little bit sideways up off that corner. That allowed Quarterly to get to his inside. He's going to make the move. He's got it.
Through turn number 1, Dale Quarterly gets the position. He takes second away. Now he's going to try to reel in that 2 of Todd Szegedy.
Todd Szegedy looks in his mirror and doesn't see a black car for the first time this race.
Dale Quarterly making a bold move, coming to pit road with 20 laps to go, putting fresh tires on, and it looks as though it may pay off today. Szegedy just in front of him. Dale Quarterly running second.
The laps are winding down, but hey, those 4 new tires are going to be tough to hold off.
Todd Szegedy, Dale Quarterly, 1 and 2. Down the hill, the wide sweeping right-hander onto the front stretch. Let's see if Dale Quarterly can take advantage of that draft you mentioned. Close in on Szegedy.
Closes in only to within a couple car lengths.
Todd Szegedy trying to hold on. He's been the dominant car all race, but now with fresher tires behind him, he's looking vulnerable. Dale Quarterly closing the gap on Szegedy.
Quarterly all over him. Remember, he's won twice here in the K&N Pro Series East Division.
Szegedy trying to hit his marks. The problem is through the S's. Can Szegedy hold off Quarterly, who's been so strong coming down the hill in that wide sweeping right-hander? We'll see if he uses it again. Here they go. Oh, and a blown motor for Bobby Santos. Smoke rolling out of that race car.
Well, he's definitely going to take a hit in the points now. Saw him had trouble earlier and had a flat tire, had to come to pit road, but now this looks terminal.
The smoke rolling out of that car. What a smoke screen Bobby Santos is putting on this racetrack.
Tough break for. Oh, a pass for the lead. Dale Quarterly has gotten by Todd Szegedy for the lead.
Quarterly was able to dive into turn number 1 and take the spot away from Todd Szegedy. So Quarterly now in front of Szegedy.
Quarterly able to use those 4 tires in what will probably be a pass for the win here at Lime Rock.
Todd Szegedy trying to hang on now as Quarterly's able to pull out to a 3-car length lead over Todd Szegedy.
What a horrible break for Todd Szegedy. Not really a horrible break. It was just great pit strategy by the 52 team of Dale Quarterly.
There's 3 laps to go as they cross the stripe there. Quarterly has 3 more circuits to get the win here at Lime Rock Park. And with those fresh tires, Phil, it's going to be a big challenge for Todd Szegedy to get back.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope, I think, that Dale Quarterly would make a mistake. And as much road racing experience as Dale Quarterly has, that's going to be a tough chore.
Smooth around this racetrack. Dale Quarterly working through the S's now. And Szegedy just chasing. Quarterly and Szegedy 1 and 2. Now it looks pretty smart that he came onto pit road with 20 laps to go and got those tires.
I certainly had my doubts when he did it. I said, I'm not sure he's going to have enough time with only 20 laps to go. Now he only has 2 laps to go to hold off Todd Szegedy, but some heavy traffic in front of him.
This could play into how this one comes out. We've got heavy traffic in front of Dale Quarterly and Todd Szegedy.
Good battle for third right here. Ronnie Silk has caught Teddy Christopher in that battle for third.
Teddy Christopher had run second most of this race just behind Szegedy. Now Ron Silk trying to take that 3rd spot away from Teddy Christopher.
Ron Silk is all over Teddy.
Silk in the 6. Teddy Christopher in the 36.
Some lap cars ahead of them.
Well, the wheel bobble there for the 36 of Teddy Christopher. Off the racetrack, the 3 of Wade Cole.
Both those guys able to get by, though.
Teddy Christopher just in front of Ron Silk. Again, that's for 3rd.
And down the hill.
Right-hander to the front stretch.
Ronnie Silk got a good run off the corner, coming down for the white. Side by side for 3rd.
Ronnie Silk trying to take the spot away from Teddy Christopher. 1 lap remaining. He gets the position as they go into 1. Can he hold it?
Goes a little bit wide.
Christopher goes low. Silk a little bit higher.
Silk has it for now. He runs off the track again.
Ron Silk trying to hold off Teddy Christopher. Christopher wants that spot back. That's the battle for the 3rd spot. Dale Quarterly out in front. Todd Szegedy runs 2nd.
There's the battle for 3rd. Ron Silk the 6th. The 36 of Teddy Christopher.
Time running out as they go through the S's. Dale Quarterly getting ready for his final right-hander. Coming down the hill and onto the front stretch. Quarterly is going to win at Lime Rock Park.
He made his first start a pretty good one, didn't he?
Impressive first start for Dale Quarterly. Right behind him, Todd Szegedy finishes 2nd. The battle for 3rd is won by Ron Silk. And Ryan Priest was able to get by Teddy Christopher for that 4th position.
Teddy C ends up with a 5th place finish.
How about Dale Quarterly? He's going to be celebrating the winner of the Lime Rock 100. What a great 6th race of the 2010 season for the Modifieds. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, Daytona 500, Indy 500. We'll ask Chip Ganassi if his team can pull off the Triple Crown with a Brickyard win. Plus, Nationwide phenom Trevor Bayne is in the garage to talk about his career best finish at Gateway. NASCAR Race Hub is next, only on Speed.
This is 5-Hour Energy. If 5-Hour Energy were a car, it would be this. Fast, exhilarating, taking you from groggy to, oh yeah, in a hurry. This is coffee. If coffee were a car, it would be this. It'll get you where you want to go. Eventually.
Hey, Pop.
Hey, Steve, want to trade?
Nope. Nice car.
5-Hour Energy. What's driving you?
My truck has enough torque to pull 70,000 people out of their seats.
My truck's got a serious mean streak. I don't know where he got that.
My truck's a 750 horsepower ego crusher.
My truck does forget to mind its manners a little bit. I apologize for that.
My truck doesn't mind getting scraped, but it loves getting drenched.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tough trucks, tough racing.
Welcome back to Lakeville, Connecticut. The Lime Rock 100 just concluding, and it's Dale Quarterly who gets the win here at Lime Rock Park. Let's hear from him. He's with Derek Perniciglio.
Come on down here, Dale. We got to talk to you. Dale, in a one-off ride, what is going through your mind right now?
Oh, this is so sensational. They, the fans here have been supporting us in the past. They've been coming here for years. We've been doing the Camping World East Deal and now K&N Pro Series. And John McKenna and Dave Wayne Dowling asked me to drive this, and hopefully I'll get another couple shots in it and I won't have to buy a roof.
You had to really battle back from adversity today because you lost the clutch in the car, but how did you get past Todd Szegedy?
We knew we weren't going to beat him the way we were, and we had a good shot at coming back through the field, so we stopped and put tires on. They just had more traction than they did at the end.
And so we take a look at our results. Dale Quarterly with an impressive run. Those tires definitely help. Szegedy comes home in second.
Teddy Christopher ends up with a top 5 after running second, third for the majority of the race. Bobby Santos coming here as a point leader, loses an engine, finishes in the 17th position.
So a tough day for Bobby Santos, who had run so strong to start out the 2010 season. The strongest car we thought on the racetrack. The driver standing by with Derek.
Todd Szegedy dominated most of the race today, just came up a little bit short in the end. Are you frustrated with the way the day went?
Yeah, I'm very frustrated, but I'm proud of the team. The Wisconsin Ford we were clearly the best car here today. There was no one going to touch us. I had a lot in reserve, but when a road course ringer takes tires, there's at the end with only 10 to go or 7 to go, you ain't gonna hold him back. I mean, I was driving as hard as I could, forward drifting through the corners. I mean, so what are you gonna do? You could try blocking, but he was clearly faster, by half a second. But we had 60-something laps on our tires. He didn't, and he's a heck of a driver. So, congratulations to their team. And second's pretty good, but it's disappointing to finish second at the same time.
It's a runner-up finish for Todd Szegedy today.
Want to take a look at the point standings through 6 races. Bobby Santos now with just a 74-point advantage over Szegedy.
Yeah, Teddy Christopher now inside of 100 points behind Ryan Preece, holds down the 4th position by 1 point over Mike Stefanik.
A lot of bumping and banging here on the racetrack for the modifieds. Next up, it will be the Pro Series West on Speed. That's the next race from Portland, Oregon. Thanks for joining us here for the modifieds. A great show here at Lime Rock Park in Lakeville, Connecticut. For Phil Parsons, I'm Rick Allen. So long, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.